Hi everybody, Andrew Cuneo here. Today I'm going to be playing in a historic metagame challenge. I'm going to play this, it's not mono white humans deck, it's a humans deck. So, a while ago I played against somebody and I was remembering how good Juggernaut Peddler is. So I wanted to build a deck based around, humans, Juggernaut Peddler. There have been people doing really well in the ladder with Lurrus builds of this deck. I wanted to try playing with Knight-Errant of Eos, Inquisitor Captain, and Ranger-Captain of Eos. I'm not, these are all pretty good cards. I'm not sure it's enough to make it worth not playing with Lurrus. Though Lurrus, being able to companion Lurrus is obviously great. But this is the direction I'm choosing to go this time. The big payoff for being humans in Historic is Thalia's Lieutenant. You get it just gets really powerful if you have a good curve out with it. Especially Esper Sentinel's another great human, and if you can boost the power of it with Thalia's Lieutenant, you just wind up with a steady stream of free cards. Also, Thalia's Lieutenant's a really good hit off of Inquisitor Captain, because you wind up just putting a ton of power into play on a bunch of bodies for 4 mana. I've got some Sigardian Evangels. This is another really good human. It's an alchemy card. One new card from Aftermath is this card, Jirina, Dauntless General. It's like it was made for this deck. It's a human. It gives you a way to attack your opponent's graveyard. It gives you some resiliency against sweepers. Just all in all, a really good card in this deck. Some Thalias, obviously. My deck is basically all creatures. At the 1-drop slot, the 1-drop slot's pretty good in Historic. Between Esper Sentinel, which is great, Thraben Inspector is very good in a human theme deck. And then I've got one giant killer. This is mostly a tutor target for the Ranger-Captain of Eos, but it's nice to have access to. And I've got one Inchblade Companion. This is my only non-human. I just like this card a lot. And I like being able to have one to tutor for if you've just got a lot of mana, like if the game's kind of stalled out and you tutor for it off from Ranger-Captain Eos. If you're able to sink a bunch of mana into this every turn, you're going to just continually make your board a little bit better every turn and just have really good attacks. Hopefully we'll get to see it in action. Mana base of this deck is fairly straightforward. I do have 4 Mutavaults, which is obviously on theme for this kind of all-human aggro deck. And then I've got a decent amount of white-black lands, and then I have 8 of these Secluded Courtyard Unclaimed Territories. I tend to hate this card, or this type of card, because it makes it so that you just can't cast sideboard cards that aren't creatures reliably. So when in building my sideboard, I had to avoid playing any non-white sideboard cards that weren't creatures. So if you look at the sideboard, I do have some interaction in Fragment Reality, Portable Hole, Rest in Peace, more Portable Holes, and then all my other cards are just creatures. So Dennick, which is mostly just against Greasefang, or if you're against a mono red deck where you care about the life gain. Brutal Cathar. I think Brutal Cathar is a pretty big payoff for playing this kind of strategy. There are lots of just creature-heavy strategies in Historic that don't have a ton of removal, like if you're playing the Mirror. Then I don't have 4 Brutal Cathars. I'm trying some Reflector Mages. I wanted Reflector Mages because I think they're potentially good against people who are trying to reanimate things or cheat big creatures into play. Copy of Loran, just, general artifact, anti-artifact enchantment kind of stuff, and then some elite spellbinders. It's nothing too surprising. I do have a second copy of Jirina, just because I think it's a good card, and if I'm playing against somebody who has a lot of sweepers, I probably want it. That's the deck. I would say there's nothing too fancy about it, but I do think it actually plays really well. So let's get into some of the games. The opponent's going to be well supplied with the Juggernauts this game. Or at least they're going to have a Juggernaut. kind of stuff are you actually up to, opponent? Some sort of devotion deck? This Elesh Norn is a problematic card for my deck. Elesh Norn and Hushbringer are both absolutely brutal. Are they just playing a standard deck? I mean, they were playing a standard deck up until the point where I gave them this Juggernaut. Should I attack with the Juggernaut Peddler? I think I'm just going to keep building the board over. Should I go for the 1-2 punch of give them the Juggernaut, get the Giant Killer to kill it? I guess. I'm not going to cast that 1 mana card next turn anyway. Are they going to cast the Juggernaut? I'm ready for the Juggernaut. They did. They cast it. All right. Respect for the Juggernaut. Oh, I don't have any actual white mana. You can't use Secluded Courtyard to play the adventure cost. I'm not sure I realized that. This Wandering Emperors are kind of annoying. I think they would have been a lot better off had they attacked with the Juggernaut first. I wouldn't have blocked. Now I'll probably just trade. I want to trade. I could trade Juggernaut Peddler and Thraben Inspector instead. I think I'll do that. This guy, if I can get the Inquisitor Captain up to 4 power, like if I hit a Thalia's Lieutenant off of this Inquisitor Captain, I'll have a good attack. I hit an actual Thalia or an Esper Sentinel. I think the Esper Sentinel's. It's not going to be better. We'll just take the Thalia. Sorcery Speed Wandering Emperor.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people. May your blade strike true.
This does not seem like a good attack, opponent. I'm not sure what you're up to, but maybe you tricked me. I think you tricked yourself. I've really drawn an impressive number of these lands that I hate. I think I'm going to have to grind through these Wandering Emperors. So let's get the process started. Oh, I screwed up. I should have put one of these on Insect. Because this is actually the kind of game where the Inchblade Companion would be good. Oh no. I see why they attacked. Okay. They wanted to have those in the graveyard so they could recast them. Drew the Inchblade Companion anyway. This has been a very slow-paced game for this deck. And I think my opponent is literally just playing standard. Oh no, is this a non-standard card? No, I think that card is in standard. Maybe? Maybe it's not. I don't know what set this is. Come on, Thalia's Lieutenant. I'm gonna play this first because I'm gonna hit Thalia's Lieutenant here. I can sense it. Thalia's Lieutenant. I want Jirina. I think I actually do. Oh! Forgot I was getting the graveyard too. I got rid of that Juggernaut good. Probably sacking Jirina to save my Thalia's Lieutenant here, I would guess.
Finally,
Let's see.
I'm home.
No, don't do that.
We've got the edge in this fight.
It was like the worst possible thing to do. Now I can giant killer it. They'd had enough. What a slog. As good as Giant Killer was that game, it's probably not actually going to be good against their deck. I don't really have a lot of cards that kill Sarah Paragon. Maybe I'll just board in like an elite spellbinder. I don't think I need to overthink this one. Just need to have a slightly more explosive draw. This isn't shaping up to be the more explosive draw I dreamed of. I was hoping I would draw a 1 or 2 mana creature in my first 2 draw steps. I forgot they had these things. I probably should have boarded in Loran. I'm gonna cast this turn. I think I'm gonna save it. I have a lot of lands. Yeah, I definitely should have boarded in Loran. I did think about this card in sideboarding and remembered not seeing any copies of it, so I thought maybe they didn't have it. Man, they're really making a fool out of me, not bringing in my Loran. What are they doing? I guess they really want a card? I'm not going to have quite enough power to kill them with triple tap. So if I play 3 of these next turn, this would be 6, 10. I'd get up to 15 power. Also, they have a Rumor Gatherer. Also, they have a Loran of their own to destroy my clue. My clue has been defeated. I guess they're also going to have enough guys. They're going to have 1 blocker in the wedding announcement. So I leave the Thraben Inspector back, and now I can convoke this post-combat. Also, I mean, given that they didn't block at all, they would have just blocked the Thraben Inspector. I thought they might chump with the Rumor Gatherer. I left the Rumor Gatherer untapped because I thought that was their most important creature. 2 cards. I guess I want these 2.
You're ready to lose. I have got new moves to teach you.
Why did they use their Wandering Emperor in pretty random ways? It's been my experience this game. This match, I guess they can attack with this and get up to 6. I was going to kill them anyway with Sigardian Evangel, but they blocked in a way that I didn't even need it. Or they attacked in a way I didn't even need it. Humans. Let's go, humans. Guess I'm going to shock with this because I want to preserve my ability to use Eiganjo as a spell, potentially. Whoa. Thanks. I don't know about that as a plan. What you got over there? I really should have played my land first, so I don't get censored. Essence Scatter. I assure you, I am playing in the Historic Metagame Challenge. I'm not sure why my opponents have made the decisions they've made. Is Essence Scatter illegal in Standard? Is this person playing Standard as well? I have a Thalarian Terror. Do you have another Essence Scatter? No. I do have a Haughty Djinn. So they can't actually counter much because of the Thalia. Let's see if we can find Blaze Lieutenant. Look at all these clues I've built up. I have quite a supply. Okay. I was ambushed. I guess I could have... I don't think it was worth using my Jirina there. Maybe it was. Holy cow. What in the world? It's got to just be bad make disappear, right? Is there any chance it's not what that card is in their deck? I have to keep this hand. I can give them a Juggernaut. Juggernaut, their very own to enjoy. Probably was hoping to not draw another land that turn. They seem to have kept the hand with the opposite problem. Can I interest you in a Juggernaut, opponent? Nothing but the finest Juggernauts for sale. Yorion. That could mean a variety of things. They're off to a pretty good start, at least. Hopefully they aren't playing too many sweepers. Do I kill them next turn if they don't do anything? 4, 7, 10... 13, 16? Yeah. I don't think I killed him through Yorion, though. Still probably worth just offering, though. Attack for 12 here. Put him to 1. Assuming there's some sort of Emergent Ultimatum deck, there's still going to be 1 mana short of playing Emergent Ultimatum, even though I just lost my Thalia. They've assembled the team. Hopefully the team doesn't involve Languish. So Languish would get them out of this. Okay, doesn't seem like what they needed. I think I want some elite spellbinders in this matchup. Maybe just over the Adelines. Want another Jirina? What sweeper are they going to have? In Sultai, it's probably going to be Languish or Shadow's Verdict, which this does not protect from. So probably not. Yes, this is a good hand if my opponent's interested in having a Juggernaut. So this is obviously an Emergent Ultimatum deck, because they have this Valky in their deck. I would think you could do better than Valky piles in Historic. Don't people usually do like Omniscient, Sphinx of the Lost Trove, I think is the name of it? Would you like a Juggernaut, opponent? So that's what I'm offering. Free Juggernauts for everyone. What's this do? Should get the ultimate right away. Nothing. We can do this instant speed, right? Yeah. So it would be disastrously bad to attack, because they would just turn into a 2-1 first strike. They did not have another land. Free Juggernauts for everyone. No! A Juggernaut denial strategy, it seems. This and put for some 1-2 beatdowns. The tapping ability isn't useless. I'm about to give them a target. Man, main deck Molten Impact is... that's rude. So these are the lands. Oh, it makes it so they keep getting the same card over and over. They didn't even discard the Juggernaut. Respect. Respect for trying to beat me with the Juggernaut. Didn't even want to wait to see why I was doing this. I was doing it because I'm about to play this guy. I want to leave my 2/3 back to block. Do I care about them getting free treasures? I think I don't. I think I just need to deal damage. Draw a spell next turn. If I draw a Ranger of Eos or a Knight-Captain or an Inquisitor Captain. If I draw any of those cards, I think I'll be in okay shape. If I don't, I'm going to lose. They can start Reflection of Kiki Juggernauts. Alright, well that was a good draw at least. I think this is a good game for Inchblade Companion. gonna block the real Juggernaut. I'm definitely gonna block that if you attack with it. This game's looking winnable all of a sudden. I was not expecting to win that game. Up until that point, I drew that Inquisitor Captain. Do I need to board anything in this matchup? I don't think so. My mid deck's kind of just configured to be good against these black-red mid-range decks. That's where, like, you get the benefit of playing Inquisitor Captain, Knight-Captain of Eos, and Ranger-Captain of Eos, or Knight-Errant of Eos. 2 captains and an errant. I've got a tiny bit of interaction with my Giant Killer, and I guess the Sigardian Evangels. But these cheap removal spells are not really for this kind of a matchup. They're for matchups where people are playing like 1 and 2 mana cards you really need to be able to kill. And I don't like having Brutal Cathar in my deck very much against red-black. Fatal Push. I think I'm just going to get the Giant Killer. They didn't play anything of 3 mana, so they might... I mean, their hand is either like lands and removal spells, or it's a card like Shieldred. And whichever one I got, I'm not going to play it next turn anyway, because I'm playing the Inquisitor Captain. Shieldred's Assimilator. This card's interesting. I'm not sure it's actually good enough, though. Or historic. I mean, you have such good options. Guess they missed a land drop. It's always a bit of a guessing game to figure out if you're actually going to get the card ever off the Esper Sentinel. And also if you're ever going to have mana to spend on the clue. I went with the Esper Sentinel there because I had the Thalia's Lieutenant, so it's probably going to get to be 2 power at some point. And they had just missed a land drop. It's hard to go wrong with Inquisitor Captain. I guess it doesn't matter how I tapped. I think I want that more than I wanted the clue. I already have this one clue that I'm probably never going to crack between having the Evangel in my hand and having Mutavault. Guess I might as well do that. Seems like it doesn't really do anything. Not sure. I do think it's hard for the red-black decks to beat this build of white if they don't have sweepers. Just their decks aren't set up to handle Inquisitor Captain and Ranger-Captain of Eos very well. This is a Giganta deck. Sometimes this is blue-red wizards. Which if it's blue-red wizards, this is a good card. Also, if it's blue-red wizards, that's the kind of deck that is why I have Fragment Reality and Portable Hole in my sideboard. Appears to be blue-red wizards. But I'm going to change them to just being blue-red juggernauts. It's going to be a hard match to win on the draw. Fortunately, they didn't have a very good start. Their deck would definitely prefer to put a creature into play on turn 1 or turn 2. If I let them have that, they're just going to play it and then be able to attack and strangle next turn. And I'm not even going to have a... Like, they'll strangle the Ranger-Captain of Eos, and then I wouldn't even have a block. See, if they block and they don't do anything, I'm just going to play Ranger-Captain of Eos. If they block and then they do something, I'm going to Eiganjo it. It's possible they don't block at all and I just get 2 free damage. This is pretty much a free roll. As long as I'm willing to use the Eiganjo if they force me to. It's not a free roll in that it does make them have to think. And so we're spending 30 seconds on this supposed free roll. I'm gonna get another Esper Sentinel because I do not think this game is gonna last long enough that I'd have time to spend mana on clues. You might think that Ranger-Captain of Eos is good to activate in response to Expressive Iteration, but it really isn't. People just... They play the land from the Expressive Iteration, and then they put the spell in their hand, and they either play it as an instant or... save it for the next turn. Well, play it as an instant, like on your turn, or they just wait till the next turn. It's really not a very good play. This is going to pump the Juggernaut, right? Yeah. More Juggernauts. More Juggernauts for everyone. think given that they have another creature, I should just trade with the Juggernaut now. Let's think about this. If I go Evangel, tap this, Thalia's Lieutenant. I've got 5, 6, 7, 10, 14. Oh, actually, I just killed him. So, change of plans. I try not to generally use thought when I play, but sometimes it does come in handy. This is a matchup that I do want to use my sideboard in. So I want Fragment Reality, I want Portable Hole. Giant Killer generally doesn't do much. Inchblade Companion slow. I think this is also a matchup where I want a little bit less of this kind of stuff. Do I want Brutal Cathar? Not really. I think Reflector Mage is better. And I actually think Ranger-Captain of Eos is probably better than Knight-Errant of Eos. I'm gonna play some Spellbinders though. These are pretty good blockers in this matchup. This is what I like to see, Esper Sentinel. This card is why you need some interaction. This thing deals damage so fast if it's left unopposed. I have a pretty good hand. I still think I'm in probably pretty bad shape. As long as their hand is decent. That they didn't do anything was a good sign, though. Or that they couldn't trigger them. I am going to take 6 damage here. Free card for me. So what's the plan? Straight up race? I try to block with the Spellbinder. I think straight up race maybe is the play. No, that was not what they needed. Although, it might actually be good enough. I think Elite Spellbinder is the only card I can play that actually does anything. And if I draw one copy of Fragment Reality or Portable Hole, I think this is going to be good enough. None of their hand really does anything now. They can't even trigger the Symmetry Sages. Well, they can if they play a Braid, I guess. It does put me to 2. That costs 4 mana. I guess they win if they drew Reckless Charge, some sort of shock, or a way to get to Delirium. So I guess if this card's a land, they kill me. Yeah. Better shit than I thought. I really should have played an untapped land. So that if I had had Fragment Reality, I would have won. On Fragment Reality. I guess they're gonna, if they haven't already found something to kill me, they're gonna Arcane Proxy to see the truth. So hope to find something to kill me. Normally people play Mentor's Guidance in this deck, which I think is probably a better choice. I don't think Arcane Proxy is a very good card. I think I got pretty lucky to not die that turn or the previous turn. I'll take it though. They're playing a Luris deck. Obviously not a perfect hand. But if I draw a second white source by turn 3 for the Ranger-Captain, that would be nice. If not, I'm still going to go turn 2 Thalia's Lieutenant, turn 3, tap at animated tap Mutavault, second Thalia's Lieutenant. Oh. They're off to a pretty good start, though. So. Might not be enough. This is another one of the matchups where you need to have some amount of interaction because, especially on the draw, it's really hard to beat this start. It might be possible with double Thalia's Lieutenant. No, it's not going to be possible probably against them drawing 2 Ornithopters. I guess I go down to 8. And I hope to draw a 1-mana white creature. Okay, that's a start. This has been too many Mutavaults. For people who are keeping track at home, too many Mutavaults. Is there even a plan here? I guess the plan is to giant killer one of the 4/4s. Wait, if they untap this, I can't fizzle it. And then I guess I can get the Thalia's Lieutenants big enough that they have to double block, and then maybe I'm making a little progress. Oh, I still can't even cast the giant killer. Oh, that's the second time I've missed that. So I just didn't do anything with my mana that turn. That was bad. I knew there was a reason I hated these lands. Double Ornithopter again? Yuck. Come on, 4th Thalia's Lieutenant. So in order for attacking to do anything, I have to be willing to send 2 creatures in. Otherwise, they're just going to block 1 with an Ornithopter. No! that thing can hurt me. I think I have to start attacking. Should have played another human to get this up to 12 power. I guess it wouldn't have done anything, because they would have just chumped it and sacked. Turns out that wasn't their plan. Oh. That do something for me? Really not all that much, I guess. I've really had a lot of these games where I never draw an actual white producing land. I screwed up attacking that one turn with the two Thalia's lieutenants, obviously, at this point. I need to find the second, or the fourth Thalia's lieutenant. I think that would give me an okay shot. At least I have time to give them a Juggernaut. I have a Juggernaut opponent. On me. And just doing more Juggernauts. Should not have let Arena tap for me. How many times am I going to make that mistake? This isn't even a City of Brass. If it was City of Brass, you could tap it with Sigardian Evangel to do a point of damage to them. But it's not. I think I'm actually going to get to do a point of damage this turn, though. They untap a Retrofitter Foundry. Perhaps not. The way this game is played out, had I not attacked those two Thalia lieutenants 7 million turns ago, I might have actually won. I think I'm beating that. So I can tap 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 blockers then. They block 1, 2, 3, 4. I deal 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 14 damage, I think. Is that right? Yeah, I can only deal 14 this turn. The fact that I could put them to 3 that turn means that had I not screwed up on on that earlier turn by attacking when I shouldn't have, I probably would have won that game. Need to board out some of the more expensive cards. I just boarded in a bunch of 3-drops. So I'm probably cutting Ranger-Captains and a Knight-Errant of Eos. Seems like a good hand. At least if you like giving people Juggernauts, it's a good hand. I did just board in some Fragment Realities against someone who has Ornithopters in their deck, which is always kind of annoying. only has one ability, right? It's an ETB ability. If I were to fragment the portable hole, they'd get an Ornithopter. I'll tap it. No, you can't tap that. Yeah, you can. I guess I just expect. Tap this portable hole. Sideboarding it paid off. This hand's not good. I'm not keeping that one. This hand is good. Question is, what am I gonna mulligan away? I think it's just the Evangel. Having only 2 lands means the Evangel's never going to do anything particularly special. I intentionally shocked this land into play this turn rather than playing the Unclaimed Territory. I did that because I want to disguise the fact that I had this instant. Like if I hadn't shocked it, I would shock it into play this turn and then my opponent would know. Or I'd be representing that I had an instant I could cast here. I like that. Oh, I was about to say I like that they're. Just attacking for 1, but I guess they weren't just attacking for 1. Of course they had it all. If the rest of their hand is bad, maybe I can win. Probably not, though. Yep, not gonna win. These decks are pretty powerful. I have seen some people play with the Falafel Archaeologist in their deck, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, if I could just overcome the fact that they can just play cards off the top of their deck for the rest of the game. I can draw a portable hole to get rid of that thing, and then maybe, you know, something good might start happening. We're almost to the point where I don't even think I can really just beat Retrofitter Foundry even without a steady chain of Ornithopters. I can't beat that. Maybe I messed up and I should have fragmented the Sigarda's Aid immediately, rather than letting them put a enchantment or put an equipment out. I think that's what I did wrong. The thing about that, if I fragment the Sigarda's Aid immediately and they have a second Sigarda's Aid, then my fragment didn't do anything. But if what they wind up having is multiple equipments, then fragmenting the Sigarda's Aid is good. I think given that the game, like the way my hand was going to play out, the game was going to last a reasonably long time, I think I should have fragmented the Sigarda's Aid. Yeah, that match was a learning experience. I think I screwed up the first game, and I think I screwed up that game too. That game, I think I would have lost no matter what I did, but the first game, I think I could have won. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I think that build of White Weenie is good against the mid-range decks. I think it's a little bit worse against the faster decks, like especially a faster combo deck like that Hammer Time deck. I think playing a build of White Weenie where you're companioning Lurrus and then you have more cards like Thoughtseize and stuff in your deck would be better. Like having more interaction and Lurrus as your companion is probably better against the faster decks. I think it might be worse against the red-black mid-range or any sort of grindy deck. So there's a pretty clear trade-off there. Hope you enjoyed that.